everybody, and welcome to this month's installment of In Brief. This is episode 79, and I am your host for the first time ever, Rio Peterson. I'll be joining you hopefully more frequently in a rotation on the podcast, and very much looking forward to it. So this month is Insurance Careers Month. And so we thought it would be really, really appropriate to speak to the two people here at ALPS who really make sure that people can have careers at ALPS and bring us new talent and really keep the lights on and run all the things. So I'm going to be talking to Liesel Brink and Amber Kuhlman. Sorry, Amber. And so Liesel, do you want to start by introducing yourself, telling us, bit about who you are, what you do here at ALPS?
Sure. Thanks so much, Rio. This is an exciting opportunity. So I am your manager of HR and payroll coordinator here at ALPS Insurance. Do everything from hiring, recruiting, all the way to payroll. Not to take any of the thunder from Amber, I can't do it all on my own. I've been with ALPS it's going on 9 years. And yeah, been a great time so far.
Awesome. How about you, Amber? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Amber. I'm the HR generalist here at ALPS Insurance. I've been here about a year and a half now, but in my role, I focus more on the onboarding, recruiting side of things, but I also participate and help out with all things wellness with our employees, so that's great.
Yeah, that's right. You kind of run things on our employee wellness program, which I will speak from experience is an incredible program and definitely a major perk of working here. So thank you both for all your work and for putting that together for us. It's really fantastic. So we're kind of taking some time to explore, careers in insurance this month. I don't think necessarily an industry that a lot of people wake up when they're like 5 or 6 and are like, I want to work in insurance. But so I think it's really important that we can take some time and kind of explore what we do and all of the incredible kind of opportunities and, possibilities that exist when you do choose to pursue a career in insurance. So I'm really curious to find out kind of from both of you, like, what was your life before ALPS? What did you do? What was your world before that?
Yeah, I can start off. It definitely wasn't insurance. This is my first job in insurance. But prior to coming onto ALPS, I actually came from retail sales, so very different. It's a great learning opportunity, working with individuals, helping them find what they need. But definitely enjoy the insurance side a lot more. Love the stability within insurance. Everyone needs it for a variety of things, whether it's car insurance or attorney's liability. So I love that aspect, and we have a lot of opportunities at ALPS as far as diversity within our department. So there's Liesel and myself in HR, but there's also business development folks in sales. We have our claims attorneys, account management, maintaining our policies, and everything else you may need from finance all the way to the C-suite. So
yeah,
it's great.
Fantastic. And Liesel, what about you? Where were you at before you found your way to ALPS?
So before ALPS, how much time do we have, Rio?
We got a couple minutes.
Yeah. So I've been doing HR for about 25 years.
Wow.
And in the last 12 mostly in HR. Previous to that, right? Nonprofit work. And many people know in a nonprofit, you become a jack of all trades, right? You
absolutely
do a little bit here, do a little bit there. And that's where I started in human resources, HR, people operations. So for me, what really resonated were employee benefits. And so being able to talk with individuals about what truly they get with the benefits and having that understanding come to light is what fulfills me the most in my role. I not only worked in nonprofits, but I too did some retail, but it wasn't retail, it was concessions, so more food. Sorry about that, Amber. That was a really long stint. And then I also worked for a third-party administrator, which is insurance adjacent. And then from there came to ALPS Insurance. I did do 3 years as a paralegal assistant. Learned a lot. Not sure I'd go back, but who knows? Someday, maybe.
You never know. You never know.
Exactly. But yeah, that's kind of my journey in the insurance world. Mainly having the most excitement and fulfillment from the employee benefit side.
Yeah, got it. Fantastic. And so how did you two find your way to ALPS? Was it sort of like serendipitous? Did you seek it out? Kind of, yeah, I'd love to hear. Maybe Liesel, we'll start with you.
Yeah, sure. So I was actually headed back to the university for a degree in computer science, and I received a phone call from an acquaintance at a local company, and they shared with me, would I be interested in considering? And at the time, ALPS wasn't sure what they were going to fill this position as. They needed a payroll person. And so I decided, I'll have that conversation with Chris Newbold, right, the chief operations officer. I'll just talk to him. Nothing's going to come of it. And then 4 interviews later, I was made an offer and decided, hey, why not try payroll? And then because of the previous experience, grew into the HR role.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. And Amber, what about you?
Yeah, so I kind of go back to the university as well with my connection with ALPS. I took a human resources course in which required you to network with a human resource professional.
Love it.
So yeah, I got connected with Liesel for a group project. And then we worked on that together. And then I was interested in being an intern because then I was very interested in HR after that class and everything. So then I did a summer internship, and then Liesel realized, oh my gosh, this girl is so much help. So so then, she was like, I need someone like full time. So then she posted an opening for a full time role, and then now here we are. So. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So you both dazzled each other and you were like, this needs to continue. This is an excellent partnership. That's
Definitely.
fantastic. That's fantastic. So it sounds like we have a pretty good connection with the university. And I understand you two also just did some kind of speaking yesterday. You spoke with the HR program. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that something we do quite a lot of? Like, is ALPS pretty involved in, working with the university and connecting with students?
Yeah, I know Liesel has presented before. That was my first time presenting to a management course. However, we do often go to their career expos. So when we are hiring and recruiting, it's a great way to network with local folks and get connected with them. So it's great.
Got it. Fantastic. So let's maybe shift a little bit and talk about kind of ALPS in general. What are some different career paths that somebody could explore at ALPS? I know we've got quite a lot of things. I know, Amber, you touched on them a little bit before. Maybe we can dig a little bit deeper into that.
Definitely. If Amber, jump in when I'm off track. So, for individuals within ALPS, when they come in and they've learned their job that they were hired into, we always encourage individuals to learn more about different departments We encourage them to do continuing education. If it's a department that they were hired into that doesn't require licensure, we encourage them to consider that. We encourage them to do continuing educations, whether it's a CPCU or an IAM or any of the credentials that you can get in the insurance industry. We encourage them to do continuing education. So when a position in another department might open, they can be considered if it's something that truly interests them that they want to try out. We start individuals a lot of times in our lead generation specialist roles. And then from there, they learn a lot about marketing and sales and account management and the insurance, like how insurance actually works and the lingo and the terminology. So it's a fantastic place for individuals to start. And we usually implement an intern program within that lead generation specialist role to get people considering, like, could insurance be for me? That is, to be honest, your opportunities are only limited by what you put yourself. And I know that's cliche. Sorry to be cliche, but
I love it. I love it.
It's one of those things where truly, if you were in sales and you were interested in underwriting, we would love for you to pursue what that might look like. We do not put limits on individuals. In fact, we encourage individuals to become more involved in improvements that we're making within our product. And then also just being more helpful to individuals in different roles, cross education, which is super helpful.
Yeah, fantastic. And then I'm kind of wondering, so lead gen, that's obviously in our part of our sales team, right? And what I'm hearing is that's a really good place for someone to start. If they don't know anything maybe about insurance, they don't really, maybe they're fresh out of university, maybe they're just trying to figure things out. That's a good place for them to start and to kind of get a broader overview of the rest of the functions of the company.
Definitely. The lead generation specialist role, our client processing service specialist role, that's an administration position. But, and not to change the topic, Rio, and I know we'll come back to this, but what I appreciate most about the insurance industry is that you can learn it on the job while doing it. Yes. You don't need a college degree. College degrees are great, but you don't need a college degree to be successful in the insurance industry. That is the biggest takeaway I try to leave with individuals that I talk with.
Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. It's really good to know that as well, because I think that's something that can really intimidate a lot of folks. Like, maybe I don't have the right education, the right credentials. So it seems very accessible industry to get into. And I know for myself, I mean, coming from the tech industry, I did not know anything about insurance. And let me tell you, I have learned all the things. And I can definitely attest to what you just said. I have learned them all on the fly as well. So that's really important, I think, for people to keep in mind, is that you can be taught, you can learn it and, go forth and achieve big things.
Definitely. Yeah. And if I may, I would share that it's not always easy to break into the insurance industry. However, if you align the skill sets that you already have with the skill sets that are necessary within the insurance industry, such as detail orientedness, follow through, dedication to the job at hand, if you align the skill set that you currently have with those needs, you can get into the insurance industry.
Got it. What would be some kind of obstacles or some things that would make it difficult for somebody to break into the industry? Is maybe not knowing anyone who's already in the industry, just kind of not having any, knowledge of it?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. I would say not having the knowledge. I don't think, especially coming from the university, they don't really say push insurance or mention it really as a career path, that would be a good one. So I would think the biggest obstacle would for sure be just not knowing it's out there and kind of where you can go from there for sure.
Yeah. And it's kind of surprising to me that they don't push that or even recommend it. Because to me, insurance is like a pretty good industry. Like it's pretty fail safe, like recession proof. When times are tough, everybody gets insurance. Everyone needs
Yeah,
insurance. Like it's a
I think
really,
there's a misconception with insurance that it's all sales.
yes,
So that's another one. I mean, but realizing like, there's office positions as well, like what Liesel and I do, HR within insurance, or finance or marketing. It's all
right.
needed. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, claims, we hire lots of attorneys as well. And so, yeah, there's lots of different options out there. Absolutely. So what would you suggest maybe for someone who was looking to get into insurance? Like, say they were like, that's the thing I want to do. I want to find out, I want to break into that industry. What would be a good way? I know, Liesel, you mentioned kind of aligning the skill set you already have. Would you recommend maybe like reaching out to recruiters or HR staff such as yourself, people, operations, etc.?
So that's a great question because different individuals, like the hiring teams, different companies, uh, think of things differently.
Right.
For me, I would be happy for anyone to connect with me on LinkedIn. That is a fantastic way to start your network. You can connect with one individual and then from there, you actually can learn more about other individuals within the industry. They post uh, fantastic things from, I believe it's invest.org, how you can use the skills that you already have in the insurance industry. Um, Networking outside of the computer, right, of the internet, is also very helpful. Um,
Right.
I know once in a while we go to our business after hours for the chamber, and there are a variety of different industry specific organizations that you can connect with, especially in more urban areas. So
Right.
that would be a consideration. Amber, what am I missing? I know a lot. So mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just kind of going back to the university, connecting with their resources. Often nearby universities have a lot of connections with surrounding companies, and who knows, they might be an insurance company. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you both mentioned the job fairs as well. It's
mhm.
probably a good place to make some connections. Fantastic. I know for myself, I also knew someone who worked at ALPS and was able to make the move that way. So definitely a lot to be said for putting yourself out there and meeting people and making those connections. So let's kind of shift a bit back to you two and tell me a little bit of like what are some of the things you like best about your roles and maybe also working at ALPS in specifically? Amber, you want to start?
Yeah, I can start.
Just want to put
So,
you on the spot.
no, that's okay. Um, some things about my role that I like is really focused on the wellness side initiative that we strive for, as far as work-life balance or wellness program, really, making it a place that people want to come to, and enjoy working with their fellow coworkers
Mhm.
is kind of, yeah, a big part of it for me.
Yeah, wonderful.
Def-
What about you?
Definitely, Amber. The people are great to work with. What continues for me to bring me back every day, but also for me, the type of work that I get to do. It's never the same thing every day. The process
Yes.
might be the same, but the individuals are different. The circumstances are different. And so that truly is what the variety is what I enjoy the most as far as human resources and specifically ALPS.
Got it. Fantastic. So talking a little bit about the wellness program, was that in place? I know, Amber, you've been here for about a year and a half, but Liesel, was that in place when you started at ALPS?
So when I started back in 2015, it was not in place. We implemented little things here and there. At that time, I believe it was once a year. We tried to do something fun, and then it went to a quarter. Every quarter, we tried to do something, and then we aligned with a tech company, and then they offered physical, mental, emotional, and then also financial wellness options. And so that kind of started us off. I believe that was in 2017. And then the tech company decided that it wasn't what they wanted to focus on. And so we then went to a homegrown kind of wellness program that is what Amber has definitely made her own over the last year and a half. So
yeah, fantastic. Amber, do you want to tell us a little bit more about the program, kind of what kinds of benefits we offer, kind of how you kind of come up with all these awesome ideas? Because I know there's always something great going on in that program.
Yeah, yeah. I get my awesome ideas from all the subscriptions I have. I will say all the wellness networks, for
Nice.
sure.
Awesome.
Can't take credit for them all. But no, it's great. I love planning. I try and do, a monthly highlighted activity that focuses on kind of those four functions that Liesel touched on, financial, mental, emotional, and physical. So I really try to get those all in the mix. They're all equally important. So each quarter I focus on one of those. And we award our employees for, staying healthy in many different ways. So there is an incentive a little bit there, but, they get gift cards. It's a point-based system. They get gift cards in PTO quarterly. So there's that. But it's always really nice when we hear the feedback from employees that stop by and, really enjoyed, a walking challenge that we had going, or earlier last summer we did a stair challenge, and seeing everyone come up the stairs as opposed to the elevator was great. And, yeah, I love seeing that. So it's good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And it seems like that's something I noticed right from the get-go when I started at ALPS. Everyone's very engaged with that, with the wellness program. It's a very big hit, and just the benefits offered in it are really fantastic and very thorough. It's definitely another benefit to working at ALPS, just putting it out there if anyone's looking. So
well, and if I may, one of the important wellness aspects I find too is the financial wellness that we focus on.
yes.
We've partnered with a fantastic company, Best Money Moves, out of Illinois, with Elise Glick. She is the CEO and founder. They have come up with some fantastic opportunities for employees to learn more about how to save. They do monthly webinars. We've learned too over the years that if you help individuals understand their financials, that it could lead to less stress within the employee population. So
Yes.
I just want to do a shout out to Amber for continuing that program with them, because it's definitely very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And financial wellness tends to be something that isn't normally included in wellness, right? But you're so right. It is really deeply connected to a lot of the stress people experience, because financial literacy is something that we're not really taught in schools in any capacity. So it's really, really important to be able to provide that peace of mind and those tools to everyone. Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
One of the other benefits that we've come up with, and that most companies provide, is the employee assistance program, where individuals have access to talk to professionals for personal or professional reasons. If things are going on, or they want to bounce ideas off of someone that's not their supervisor or their family. We offer an employee assistance program that has an in-network list of providers that we can go to for free visits. But we've also implemented a reimbursement if
Mhm.
our employees want to go to out-of-network providers. And that was a huge, huge implementation last year, something brand new that we hadn't heard a lot of companies doing. So we're like, let's try it. And it seems to be going well. So
Fantastic. And I'm guessing you've heard some good feedback about that program. Yeah.
So we've heard a little feedback, right? It's an
Yeah.
anonymous program.
Right.
So it's one of those things where we do get some numbers about like if they have an intake, but we get no other information other than that. So it's great that we are getting utilization. We have, I believe, 13% utilization rate, Amber, where the national is 4 to 6 usually.
Woo! That's fantastic. Love that people are taking care of themselves and that they're able to do
Exactly.
so. Yeah, it's fantastic. So what are some of the other kind of benefits and perks that we've got here working at ALPS? I know there's quite a long list. You guys want to take us through a couple of them?
Yeah, one of my favorites I'll highlight is the lifestyle spending account. Coming from a different company, that's a benefit I haven't had before. So the lifestyle spending account, ALPS gives us funds monthly that we can utilize towards a variety of things, whether it's an event ticket, to go to the movies or maybe a concert. Pet insurance can go towards that,
Yes.
or just your typical gym membership. So
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah. My standing desk. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that program too.
Nice. For me, we have an adoption assistance program. We also offer discount interest rates through SoFi, and we provide a high yield savings options through that SoFi option too. We do a 6% match at 100% for our 401k. So that is something, and we're fully vested as of our first contribution. So for me, those things have been very beneficial for ALPS employees.
Yeah. And it's something that I've really noticed about ALPS too is that as an organization, we are very invested in our employees, not just while they're employees, but in their futures as well, whether that is, moving on to the next company or into retirement. I mean, I know that a large number of our staff has been at ALPS for 15, 20, 25 years. So it's really, I don't know, reassuring and nice to see that we are so invested in everyone, regardless of where they're at in their career path. I don't think a lot of companies think about that. So
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Amber does a great job with the training and development and ensuring that our continuing education classes are getting credentialed for continuing education. It's one way we support our employees in licensure. And then we also encourage individuals and have supported them in earning their additional certifications of their choices.
And I think we do student loan assistance as well, don't we?
We do have a student loan assistance program. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We do all the things. There's too many things to list. We do everything.
I mean, we do employee photos, fun
Yeah.
photos. So they're not the stuffy headshots, which is super fun. We have an employee that has a hobby to take photos, and they've been so kind to provide us with photos of employees. So that's super fun to do.
Yeah, and they're so well done too. They're really nicely shot. Yeah, it's fantastic. So we've got just a couple more minutes here. I think first of all, what are some of the roles that are currently open at ALPS? If anyone out there listening is interested in checking us out.
Yeah, I'll highlight the business development representative that we have open, specifically outbound. So we are looking for an individual to come on and do sales. So if you're interested in that, definitely connect with us on LinkedIn. It is also posted on LinkedIn, so check it out. But yeah, I'll let Liesel highlight the other one.
Yeah. We are looking for a claims attorney. This position does require an individual to have their Juris Doctorate. So that is an important aspect of this. We will train an individual and get them licensed as an adjuster. However, we do need them to have that Juris Doctorate. We do hope and ask that they've had 5 years of experience working in the field of law, because what they'll be doing is helping our insureds during their time of need when a claim actually happens. So understanding a little bit about how things work in the practice of law is super helpful in this role. Happy to talk to someone about that if they have more interest. They're welcome to reach out to us. I don't know if you want me to put my email, lbrink@alpsinsurance.com. Happy to have that conversation. Yeah, that if someone already has previous claims experience, we'd love to have that talk too. So yeah, reach out. Yeah. Or if you live in Montana or want to move to Montana, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, Missoula is fantastic. It is a really fantastic spot. And so we've got LinkedIn is a good place to reach out. We have a career section on the website so we can reach
Correct.
on the website. Can reach out to Liesel directly at lbrink@alpsinsurance.com. And yeah, we hope that you consider a career in insurance. It's a really fantastic industry. And I mean, I'm a little bit biased, but ALPS in particular is a pretty incredible place to work. So that's my 2 cents about the whole thing. Yeah, is there anything
agree.
Yes.
Awesome. Is there anything else you two would like to add before we sign off?
No, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. So, well, thank you both for joining me. This has been fantastic. And for those of you listening, we will catch you next month for the next installment of In Brief. Again, I'm Rio Peterson, and thanks for tuning in.